Hello, my friends, and welcome back to another session with the older man. Today, my friends, we're going to look at the over-sexualization of the Western Hemisphere. And, you know, as a father of two teenage girls who are now reached the age, adulthood, you know, this is always my concern that I made sure that I gave my daughters enough guidance, enough support, made sure I told them I loved them a lot. You know, you always get these things. Oh, I went into OnlyFans because, you know, my father never told me he loved me, or I never had a father. You know, you get all of these bloody excuses. I made sure I covered all the bases. But we still see a massive amount of women, young girls, moving into this arena. And, you know, I follow this channel called Street Life. I think it's called Street Life on Instagram. But it's literally just a guy out on the street just walking around on a nightly basis, primarily on weekends, just getting the flavor of the city. And when you look at the city, look at what we get. So you just say to yourself, man, how did we get here? How the hell did we get here where our daughters are just walking up and down in the street, literally 3 inches away from showing their punani? I don't get it. You know, I watched one of Pearl Davis shows, and she pointed this out, and I'm going to play this little clip.
What is feminism at its core? According to Google, feminism is a political and social movement that advocates for gender equality and the rights of women. But if you ask me, it's a hate group that wants special rights, privileges, and treatments without having the responsibility that comes with those rights. But let's think even deeper than that. What did feminism fight for? The ability to be naked, the ability to be hoes, the ability to leave their husband, the ability to kill their kids, the ability to work instead of be with their family. In my opinion, feminism fought for women to not marry men that they don't like.
All right, Pearl, I hear you. But she has a point. She has a bloody point, man. Because here we are as a society.
She's a stripper.
I am not a stripper. I'm an exotic dancer. There's a big difference. A stripper does not go up and down the pole. An exotic dancer does.
Okay, so Cortez, you need to get it straight. She's
Please.
an exotic dancer. So
It's a big difference.
Same difference.
It's not.
Same difference.
Okay,
Stripper,
so
exotic
Latoya,
dancer.
explain to me, Brandon, do you think of an exotic dancer and a stripper as being the same thing, or do you see those as different?
No, I can clearly tell.
So men, we are now told that we must not look at reality. The reality that we see isn't what it is. She's not a stripper, she's an exotic dancer. Only because strippers go up and down the pole. Make that shit make sense. This is where we are as a society, my friend.
Not unhappy with what I made. This is what I made so far in October. I'm about to count it for you. I've worked 6 days so far, and each shift is about 5 or 6 hours from 2 p.m. till about 7 p.m. All right, here's Friday the 1st. I made $780. This is the 4th on Monday. I made $960, and fun fact, Mondays are actually my favorite day to work. This is the 6th, a Wednesday. Made a whopping $300. This is Thursday the 7th. Just shy of $1,500, I made $1,480. This was the day that one of the bartenders introduced me to a regular of hers, and he really liked me, so yeah. Always be nice to your bartenders. This is an 8th of Friday.
The simps are killing us. Gentlemen, we have to do better than this. Gentlemen, we are literally enabling these women to become what we don't want them to become. But they have become that thing because we have also supported it. It is a vicious cycle. We have to stop simping and we have to stop supporting the prostitutes that we have created. Because when women are left in their own devices, this is what they want to do. They want to do the easy stuff. If I can open my leg, if I can shake my titties, if I can shake my ass and get men to throw money at me, hey, that's easier than working a 9 to 5. That's easier than flipping burgers. That's easier than cleaning someone's house. That's easier than hooking up with a man and becoming a wife. That's easier than anything else. But is it? I don't know. Well, let me play you one more video of another woman showing off her bounty.
Poor people.
It was a slow night, but grateful for anything. So the time is only 2:30, but I'm tired. I'm ready to go. I've only been here an hour. I done made my money. Now it's time for me to go home and count. I'm straightening the ones. So I'm done straightening all the money, and now let's count it. So in total, I made $728. This is $200, and this is $73. That's why I folded it over, just so I know the difference. And this is $455.
Wow. And this is in America. But if you look, but you got to realize that this is coming from all over the world.
What do you do and how much do you make?
I'm actually an exotic dancer at the Cabaret nightclub in Fortitude Valley, and
Nice.
I work 3 nights a week, and I make about, I aim for 1,500 off those 3 nights,
Yeah,
so it's
nice.
pretty solid.
That's awesome. So were you dancing before you did this? Have you always danced your whole life?
I've danced since the day I turned 18. That was
Yeah.
my dream. I wanted to be a exotic dancer since I was
Yeah.
15 years old.
Nice.
So yeah, this is a dream come true.
So could you dance before, or you learnt to dance on the job, or how did that work?
Oh, I did 2 years of pole dancing training when I was in high school, because obviously you can't start till you're 18,
Yeah.
to kind of get a step up, and I loved it. It
Yeah.
looks so hard, but it's so easy.
So she sounds Australian. I don't know where this video came from or what city. Well, actually, she's from Brisbane. Yeah, she's from Australia. She's from Australia, Brisbane. I thought that I detected that accent. So this is all over the world. You know, the Western world is literally effed. We are now made to accept that if the women in our society all become hoes and all become exotic dancers and OnlyFans models, that men now have to accept it. When it comes to an abundance of eligible women, it does not exist anymore. There's a minor amount of eligible women that men would find dateable, marriageable. Fun, yes. But beyond that, my friends, I don't see how you guys can ever take a chance on these type of women. I love how Brian said it here.
Can we go on a date? Can we go on a date?
No, I mean, just, you're a worker. No offense, but.
And you're...
I'm not a worker.
What would you do? Exploitation worker.
What does that mean?
Why would you not date a worker? You would date a woman that would let multiple men have sex with her for free, but you would not date a woman that makes a man pay for her to have her. Because you said you don't date sex workers, but you date that do it for free.
When did I say that?
That's
this is
being required.
massive levels of cope. I don't think men should date those other types of women either.
Well, they are. They're funding our
Sure.
lifestyle too.
Oh, I agree. There's a lot of men who have absolutely
I
no
love
preferences, standards, or boundaries.
I just want to
would
know
that-
why you wouldn't date a sex worker. So you would date a janitor before a worker.
Absolutely. I would date a woman who works at a fast food. Wait,
Surprise.
would you date a guy who works at McDonald's?
No, I wouldn't.
So wait, you won't date a guy who flips burgers, but I won't date a sex worker? What's the actual objection then?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable what men are asked to accept nowadays. Now, things are starting to change because the OnlyFans models are now starting to take over. A lot of the sex workers, strippers in the clubs, they are starting to feel the pain. But what shocks me, and the reason why I played those clips of the women counting their money, because I got those clips off TikTok. Tons of them up there. Just strippers just counting their money. Oh, sorry. Exotic dancers. Exotic dancers just blatantly just counting their money, all of the ones that they have collected for the night. Now imagine an impressionable daughter, my daughter, your daughter, who's struggling in school, who's having a hard time focusing at work, trying to get through life like every other individual, right? Sees these women counting their money and talking about how much money they're making. And look, I make $1,500 for 3 days of work for just climbing a pole and just shaking my ass. I'm seeing different stories now in today's environment. But if you look at some statistics, let's look at these when things get rough. Let's look at the OnlyFans market. Because what blows my mind, but before you ladies money, why the hell should I do it? Because I'm struggling. I am warning you, and of course, so you can imagine what's going through that girl's head. And listen, guys, the pressure isn't only coming from the strippers, the OnlyFans girls. Gosh, let's look at the figures on OnlyFans. As of 2024, OnlyFans has surpassed 210 million registered users, according to information provided by the CEO, Tim Stokely. The platform is especially popular among male users, who constitute 87% of its audience, while female users make up 10% and 3% prefer not to disclose their gender. Creators on OnlyFans have seen substantial earnings, with the total amount paid to creators hitting US $12.5 billion by 2022. Imagine that. This was 2 years ago, right? More than 300 creators earn more than $1 million annually, and over 16,000 creators earn more than $50,000 per year. Now, here's the kicker. Despite the platform's success, the median OnlyFans account earned around $180 per month, with the top 1% of creators earning 33% of the income. Do you understand what that means? The majority of them are broke, but they've already disclosed all of their naked ass photos, spreading their legs on this platform where people can go and find this information. So be careful, ladies. Be careful. OnlyFans is accessible in many countries, including the US, UK, Australia, Canada, and India, among others, with its reach extending to fans from over 187 countries. The platform boasts approximately 320 million monthly visits, making it the 104th most popular website globally and the 52nd in the US. Wow. Now listen, guys, but ladies, it's you that I really trying to reach, because I want to treat every single young lady as if you're my daughter, as an older man. Be careful of the shiny objects, okay? Because the downside to that, my friends, is here. Now the girls are complaining.
Like, I took off my clothes today for $4.
Money is nice, but you give so much to do it.
You are not going to make $1,000 every single day.
Struggling making money because the club is so dead. So if you didn't make $300, you made negative money. I've had to battle in every other dancer I know.
Never say a market crash is guaranteed because the strip clubs are suddenly empty.
The man that provides for a stripper, there's a stupidity in that.
$120 for a 7-hour shift?
Yes, I ran out of all my money. No, I don't have savings.
I got this clip from the More to Life. Pretty cool channel. I love that brother. Shout out to the More to Life channel. I'm always supporting other brothers out here, so I'm giving you a shout out, man. But I got to listen to a couple of these girls complaining, okay? Let's hear what they have to say. These are strippers who are having a hard time out there, and I want you ladies to look at this as a warning.
I spend a lot of time on this account glorifying my job and talking about how much I love being a dancer, but I thought I would make a video kind of pointing out some of the cons, because I in no way, shape, or form want these young people to look up to me that follow me on this account and think that it's all sunshine and rainbows over here. Number one, which is also a pro but in a lot of ways can be a con, is the money. The money in this industry is extremely inconsistent. You never know what you're going to make day to day, week to week, month to month, or even yearly, and so that can be really hard for a lot of people to budget or fall back onto, and then you realize you're not making the same that you were before. There's been times when I've made thousands of dollars in one night, and then the next night I literally make $0, and so that inconsistency can be really, really hard for a lot of people.
Listen, man. She's basically explaining to you, listen, if you don't have money management skills, if you have never learned how to manage your money, then whether you're a stripper or whether you're a bartender or whether you're a office worker, whether you're a florist, it doesn't matter. You're going to still lose money. Reality of it is, is that she's not telling you anything new. But the problem that most women will face, especially in this business, is that they don't see the future. Women rarely see the future. And they basically see the money that comes in. They see next week, next month, oh, I got to pay my rent. And after that, I need to get my trips. I got to get my nails done. I got to get my weaves. I got to get this. I got to get this lotion. I got to get this. I got to go here. And it's a constant spending spree for women because they live life day to day. They need to be happy. And in order to be happy, in their eyes, they need to be consuming. This is where the problem come in.
Financial instability. Yes, there are some girls who work at these clubs in these bigger cities who will walk out with 10 grand in a night. I've also seen girls walk out with $10 in a night. You can't really plan for things, and I know that this made me, especially with my credit, really hard, getting things like a car, a house, etc.
To all the girlies who want to be a dancer so bad, don't do it. This is not your sign. Any video you see, this is not your sign. You know how rare it is to get a club that's like consistent like that? It's very hard. It's not very easy. I worked and I only made $4. 2 girls out of all the girls I worked today made over 100 today. Like, I took off my clothes today for $4. Do you really think that's worth it? No! Don't say this is my sign. It's not. I promise. Stay to your office 9-to-5 job.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing. I'm glad some of these women are coming out and now admitting that this is not the life for them. And this is one of the only professions that has a serious lifespan to it, meaning that body's going to break down one day. Those ankles on those whore heels, those high heel shoes, they're going to freaking collapse at some point. You better understand this, ladies, that this don't have a freaking lifespan. And it's not as if you're going to get a good man to come and rescue you in the end because you've already destroyed your reputation. Men aren't marrying strippers or ex-strippers. They don't. You have to be absolutely exceptionally beautiful beyond. You have to literally be close to being a 10 in looks in order to score a high value man. And more than likely, if you were a 10 before you started stripping, you probably would never have had to be a stripper. You would have been able to lock down a very high value man before you even got into the profession. But ladies, this is not the route. Let's listen to a few more of these ladies tell you why you shouldn't do this.
Let me tell y'all something. These girls are glorifying being a dancer, but there are a lot of negatives to it. I was a dancer for 5 years at the age of like 17 all the way to like 23. More of the story, yes, you make money, but it comes with other things. Please be careful out here.
I see a lot of girls on here romanticizing, but I want to give you the very raw truth of what it's like. This may have been one of the hardest weeks, and that's what you see the newer dancers do, is flex the money, show the money, count the money. But let's talk about what you don't hear about. This is a very dangerous job. And this is what I mean when I say not everyone can do this job. The money is nice, but you give so much to do it. And now I just want to show you the new bruises I got this week.
I mean, where the hell did these bruises come from? Did she fall down? Is that bumping herself on the ground as she spreads her legs? I don't know. I wish I had more context to that. But yeah, it's not the job for the weak. And isn't it surprising? There's so many girls that doing these freaking videos. I mean, this is insane that I can find these many videos online.
Here we go. So surprisingly, I'd say number one is the money. I know you're gonna think like, what does she mean, the money? The money is good. Yes, the money can be good, but then sometimes it's not good. There's nights you can make 1,000, 2,000, and then there's nights you make nothing. So every single night you are dealing with like a roller coaster of emotion, like, oh my God, am I gonna be able to afford this? Am I gonna be able to afford that? Or like, imagine if it's a really bad month or whatever. So you're always stressing about money. So yeah, money can be really good, but you constantly stressing and think like, oh, it's never enough, because then you've got things like a pandemic hitting you, and then you're like, oh my God, what am I gonna do?
Most women are in debt. Most strippers are in debt because when the money is good, they think automatically, oh, it's going to get better. You always think positive. Listen, I was a real estate agent, okay? The first thing that we were taught when we going in, they all said, listen, 1 month you might have an amazing sale, but then you're going to have dry months. You probably go through 2 or 3 months where you don't have any sales whatsoever. So you make sure that that big sale that you made, you make sure that you allocate the money for the next 2 to 3 months. And if you don't do that, you're going to be stressing yourself because the money isn't coming in consistently every month. I guess it's the same thing for stripping. You have to learn money management. But at least becoming a real estate agent, your soul and your reputation isn't as bad as a stripper. It still is bad because I can tell you, morally, most people don't have a lot of confidence with real estate agents. Okay? I think that's probably one of the reasons I got out of the business. But great money if you become good at it. I think they said the 3 worst professions that have the lowest sense of morality are attorneys, used car salesmen, and real estate agents. I don't know, man. Listen, you guys tell me because that's what I've always heard. All right, let's listen to a couple more of these girls.
Up, y'all. So I've been getting a lot of messages from ladies saying, can you please share some more videos? And one thing about it, I want to work on being more transparent and vocal about this, because I notice a lot of people get on this app and only share the glamorized aspects of being a dancer. They don't really get into it, and it can be very misleading for people who's trying to get into the industry. So I'm going to tell y'all the ugly truths of being a dancer. First things first, you are not going to make $1,000 every single day. You are not going to make a bag every single day. Please get that out of your head immediately. Exit out. It really be like that to where there'll be 70 girls in the club and only 8 customers come in throughout the entire night. It really be like that sometimes to where you have to stay down till you come up. And I'm left with as little as $13. It really be like that some nights to where you're struggling to make $100. It is what it is.
Damn. Okay, but what if I'm never able to afford to move out? Like, and I'm struggling making money because the club is so dead. It's so dead.
A realistic money count as a in 2024. 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40. That's it. That's always it.
Where are the $500 days? What happened to that?
Well, I'll tell you. Reasons why you should not be a especially with the progression of TikTok. It is so easy to just look at all these videos and see all these girls making all this money and be like, oh my God, why am I not doing this? It's not that they're lying or that these things aren't actually happening to people who dance, but it kind of glamorizes and brushes over the bad parts of it. So let's get into it. First of all, dancing is not for everyone and it's not for anyone forever. There will come a point where you physically can no longer do it. You are going to get old, your ankles are going to give out, you will most likely develop knee problems.
Yeah.
So I just found out like a lot of people don't know that strippers pay to work. So basically you go in and like depending what shift you work, what club you're at, the rate is different. My home club was really, really low compared to every other club I ever been to. There was a couple like go-go bars I danced at in Jersey and their house fees were crazy, but it was after 7. So if you got there at 7 p.m., which is way too early if you're trying to stay till 2 a.m., then you only had to pay $25, I think. And then like after 7, it just kept getting higher. So if you came at like 10, your house fee is almost like $100, if not over $100, depending on the day. Miami's house fees are ridiculous. It's like $300 after tip out and house fee that you are spending just to have worked. So if you didn't make $300, you made negative money and nobody cares.
Yeah, well, listen, small town prices versus city prices, of course there's going to be a significant difference. But yeah, I never thought about it like that. I never thought that the strippers actually had to pay to dance in the club. But it makes sense because those clubs have to work on helping promote you. They're giving you the space to work in. So yeah, if you're an independent contractor and they're giving you the space, yeah, you got to pay rent. You got to pay rent, girl. Anyway, guys, listen, I'm going to shut it down here. Listen, ladies, please reconsider your options when it comes to your sexuality. Men look at it very seriously. We do not want hoes. No decent man will take a woman who shows her body or have displayed her body online in a degrading fashion. They will not take you serious. So if you're looking to actually get involved with a good decent man. Learn to invest in your future. Yes, you gotta work. You gotta struggle like everybody else. You gotta get yourself educated. Yes, you gotta get a regular job like everybody else. This is the nature of the world we live in. There's nothing easy about life. But you got to realize that the things that are hard are usually the things worth having. Anything that is easy isn't worth having. Remember that. Stay in school, stay off the pole. That's my best advice. That's what every father should try to encourage with his daughters. Keep your sons out of jail. Keep your daughters off the pole, my friends. All right? So subscribe if you haven't already, my friends. Listen, join our membership system. It's free. Come on over there, share your thoughts, get involved with the community. And if you need to book a session with me, please do so on askanolderman.com if you need any advice, mentorship, anything at all that you need to discuss with an older man, I'm here for you. So my friends, until next time, remember, whenever in doubt, always, always ask an older man. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.